Hello, I am NT1138, and if you haven't guessed already, based on the title of this video, this is another Top 3 Tuesday. Thank you to everybody who did video responses last week. You know, it is really helpful to the channel being featured that week when you guys do so many video responses, and both myself and Darren, I'm sure, really appreciate it. Those people who were kind enough to do video responses were Masochist Mouse, Kit171, Willgram13, 8 Dragon Quest, SL Gaming Blog, Heather Mason 76, Big Daddy Darth, Jackalair VG, Mark Vahir, Sega and More, Simon UK, or just Simon UK, Emojo 1990, Soft Otaku, Jacob Rocks 100, 1 MSX to go, Michael B, the Game Genie, Andrew's Game Display, and Electric Adventures. You guys are great. We both appreciate it. Thank you very much. Now, this week is a channel that most of you are probably not going to know. They're a relatively new channel here on YouTube. Two really cool guys, Nate and Lester, or Lester and Nate. I don't know which one to put first. We'll go alphabetical order, so it'll be Lester and Nate. There you go. Now, the channel name is Thrift Dweller. They are the Thrift Dwellers. So here you go. Check them out.
What's up, YouTube? Thrift Dwellers here. Lester.
Nate. We're here to do EDT 1138's Top 3 Tuesday. The topic we had chosen was our top 3 favorite franchises of all time. We considered many factors, including industry impact, how many units sold, and I guess the biggest qualification was personal preference. So let's just get into it.
Number 3 on our list is Resident Evil.
Resident Evil is one of those franchises where it could stand the test of time. We could probably play this when we're 80 years old and still be amazed at how gory it is. It's like when you shoot them, it's like you shoot an artery.
It was originally released on the PlayStation in 1996. It introduced the whole world to survival horror. It spawned multiple sequels and spin-offs, video games and movies.
Eat it. Eat it.
Look how crazy this game is.
So officially number 3 on the Thrift Dweller list, Resident Evil. Number 2 on our list is Street Fighter. It originally came out in 1987, but it wasn't until 1991 that it was released in North America as Street Fighter 2 that really popularized the game with North American audiences. Oh, again! This is gotten difficult. Street Fighter is known for innovating the 6-button layout for fighting games, and many consider it the pinnacle of fighting games. But to this day, Lester and I still play Street Fighter 2 Turbo. So officially number 2 on the Thrift Dweller list, Street Fighter.
Number 1 on our list, Super Mario Brothers.
Mario's first appearance was in 1981, battling Donkey Kong to save the princess. It wasn't until 1984 that Mario came out with his own game, Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers essentially helped reinvigorate the dead industry of home video gaming. Everyone thought Nintendo was crazy when they tried to come out with their own home video game console. Nobody gave it a chance. Thanks to Nintendo and the American-Italian plumber Mario, it reinvigorated a dead industry. Speaking of dead. Shigeru Miyamoto in a recent interview said it's kind of bittersweet how he created Mario because his characters will outlive him. Basically what he said, the people who were inspired by Mario Brothers 1 when it first came out worked on the newest Super Mario for the Wii. And they are the ones who are going to be carrying on the ongoing legacy of Mario. And officially number 1 on the Thrift Dwellers list of best franchises of all time, Super Mario Brothers. All hail Shigeru Miyamoto. Hail.
Hail. And there you have it, the top 3 video game franchises from the Thrift Dwellers.
Thank you EDT 1138. This is awesome. You are officially a Thrift Dweller member.
All right. I have officially been admitted into the Order of Thrift Dwellers. How many of you can say that? Not many. Actually, probably just the 3 of us. Oh well, that is still a cool honor. Thank you very much, guys. Now, you need to check these 2 guys out. I discovered them after they subscribed to me. Like I normally do, I went and checked out their channel, watched a few of their videos, and I really like them. I'm sure that if you go check them out, you will really like them too. Make sure you watch a few of their videos because they do a number of different types of videos and they talk about a number of different things. So not everything might appeal to you, but I'm sure you'll find something that does. Now, as far as my top 3 video game franchises, I didn't go online to check and see which franchises sold the most units or made the most money, or which ones made the most top game lists. I couldn't be bothered, and honestly, I really don't care what other people think about them anyway. So what I did is I picked out a few that I like. Obviously, I'm not going to pick Super Mario because they just did. And, well, anyway, here we go. Top 3. Number 3 is the Mega Man franchise. Now, I didn't play a lot of the different Mega Man games, but I did play all of the NES games. And I love them. And, of course, as an adult, I have gone and collected the 6 games off of the NES. I will eventually get the Super Nintendo games as well, but the games on the NES are the ones that I really remember. I can remember playing, well, pretty much all of them. Mega Man 2 was always my favorite, or I guess it was my least favorite at one point, but that was because I was playing the game at home. I thought my mom wasn't in the house. I was freaking out, swearing at the screen, going absolutely crazy. My mom wasn't away. She was home, and I got the tar beat out of me. So, I don't know. I guess that's not a good memory. I probably should hate Mega Man. Anyway, that's why it's number 3, because I got the crap beat out of me for getting angry at the game. Number 2 is Sonic the Hedgehog. Now, yeah, it is an obvious choice because I'm a Sega fan, but I really like Sonic the Hedgehog. I remember the first time I played this, after playing Mario for all those years, the speed of it just absolutely blew me away. It was kind of like playing Mario on speed. It was amazing to me. And it has then gone on to spawn numerous sequels. Sonic has been in a bunch of different games over the years. He's even showing up on other consoles nowadays. So he has literally infiltrated pretty much every branch of the video game universe. So Sonic would be my number 2 because he's just everywhere. Number 1, I wanted to say all Star Wars games on the PC, because I love a lot of Star Wars games on the PC. However, I wanted to narrow it down a little bit more than that, so I'm going to go with the X-Wing franchise. I played X-Wing for the first time on my brother-in-law's computer, and he had it on 3.5 floppy. We played that game for endless hours with, my younger brothers and I flying on the flight stick and my brother-in-law being the co-pilot on the keyboard. And there's just something about that game that was very addictive to me as a child, or for that matter, anybody that I knew that played it absolutely loved the game. Now, it went on, got expansions. You had B-Wing, and then X-Wing versus TIE Fighter came out, then X-Wing versus TIE Fighter came out, and they had an expansion for it, Balance of Power, which are both on this CD, by the way. Now, I have the X-Wing and B-Wing games here somewhere. I just couldn't find them when I was getting ready to do this. And then, finally, the most recent one that I have is X-Wing Alliance. This is the game that you guys have probably heard me talk about before when I refer to my old house and the computer network that I had set up there. My brothers and myself and my friends would play X-Wing Alliance for hours and hours. And it is really cool because you can fly as one group up against the computer, and I've told before stories about us flying up against the Super Star Destroyer. Not as easy as it sounds. Actually, it doesn't sound easy. It's even harder than that. We have played as 2 groups fighting against one another. You can fly pretty much any ship that you've seen in the Star Wars universe. It was amazing to me at the time. I don't know how to describe it unless you've actually played these games. I absolutely love these. I sincerely wish they would release a modern, updated version of, well, pretty much any X-Wing game, because they're fantastic. That is my number 1. I know that my choices were boring. I know that I don't have a lot of flash and all that crap on my video, but yeah, they're my choices. Take them or leave them. Thank you very much for watching. Definitely check out the Thrift Dwellers, which their channel name is The Thrift Dweller. They will be linked below. And please go watch the video responses from last week if you haven't. I will have the video response page linked below as well.